Yo, pause whatever you're doing for a second. What if I told you the most powerful man on earth once slept in a tiny apartment where money was so tight, dinner was optional? What if I told you that before Air Force One, before the White House, before the chance of yes we can, Barack Obama was a kid who didn't belong anywhere? And here's the crazy part. The thing that almost destroyed him is the same thing that eventually made him president. Stay with me, because the last detail in this story changes everything. Barack Obama was born 1961, Hawaii. Sounds peaceful, right? Beaches, sunshine, postcards. Yeah, not exactly. His father left when Barack was 2 years old, gone. No bedtime stories, no father-son talks, nothing. His mom, a brilliant anthropologist, but also constantly broke. So broke that Barack was raised mostly by his grandparents, living on Social Security checks. Let that sink in. The future president of the United States was raised by people counting pennies. And then things got even stranger. At age 6, Barack moved to Indonesia, a country recovering from political violence, poverty everywhere, power cuts, street food just to survive. He didn't attend some elite school. He went to local public schools where kids showed up barefoot. Imagine being a mixed-race American kid in a foreign country with no dad and no idea where you belong. Ask yourself this: what does that do to a kid's mind? Here's something most documentaries skip. Barack Obama didn't grow up knowing who he was. Too black for some people, too white for others, not American enough, not African enough. He once admitted that as a teenager he felt invisible. And when you feel invisible, you start experimenting. Obama later admitted openly that he used marijuana and cocaine in his youth. Not rumors, not leaks, his own words. Why would a future president admit that? Because he wasn't proud. He was lost. He said drugs were his way of pushing questions of identity out of his mind. That's not rebellion. That's confusion. And here's the twist. This phase nearly ended his future before it even began. Fast forward to college. Barack wasn't famous. He wasn't popular. He wasn't powerful. Professors mispronounced his name. Employers ignored his resumes. People asked him, "Where are you really from?" Even when he entered politics, nobody took him seriously. In 2007, when he announced he was running for president, even his own party laughed internally. Democratic leaders backed Hillary Clinton. Media called him inexperienced. Polls said he had almost no chance. Think about that. The man who would later win by millions of votes was considered unelectable. So what changed? Then came one speech. Democratic National Convention. Obama steps up, a skinny senator with a weird name, and delivers a speech so powerful that America just froze. Overnight, he went from who to wait, who is this guy? But behind the scenes, he was still broke. When he became a U.S. Senator, his net worth was under $1 million, mostly from book advances. No generational wealth, no political dynasty, just words and timing. But here's where it gets dark. In 2009, less than 1 year into office, Barack Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize. Even Obama himself said, "I do not feel that I deserve this." Why would the world give its highest honor to a man who hadn't done much yet? Some called it hope, others called it pressure. And that pressure, it followed him into the deadliest decisions of his life. Behind that calm smile, behind those smooth speeches, Obama personally approved drone strikes, counter-terror missions, and finally, the operation to kill Osama bin Laden. Picture this: Obama in the Situation Room, no cheering, no drama, just silence, watching history unfold on a grainy screen. The same kid who once didn't belong anywhere, now deciding life and death on a global scale. That messes with you, and it leads us to the final, shocking truth. Here's the secret nobody says out loud. Obama didn't rise despite his broken identity. He rose because of it.
Every move, every pause, every calm response, it all came from a lifetime of learning how to survive spaces where he didn't belong. He wasn't fearless. He was conditioned. Conditioned by poverty, by absence, by doubt, by being underestimated. And that's the truth most history books skip. So next time you hear the name Barack Obama, don't just think president. Think of the kid who almost disappeared. Because sometimes the people who seem the calmest are the ones who've already survived the worst. This is Cipher Stories, where reality is darker, deeper, and stranger than fiction. Subscribe for more untold stories.